Hey, what's going on, everyone? Daniel
Hey,
Beck
how's it
here
going?
with Luis Mendez. Luis, how are you today?
Doing pretty good. Glad to be back on here.
Yes, ready to crank away. We have some exciting stuff to share today. We're going to be sharing the model explained. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the model, you're at the right place because we're going to be explaining it. how, are,
Yes,
how, how are things going for you right now, Luis?
it's pretty good. It's a little chilly here in Lake Wells. At least anything below 70 is cold.
Right.
But we are enjoying this lovely Valentine's
We're pretty spoiled, aren't we, when we complain about it being chilly and
Day.
there's people under like feet of snow in other parts of the country, and as soon as it gets around 50 degrees here, we're like, we're gonna stay inside. It's too chilly.
Yeah, I remember I was up north once, and I was actually in Philly, and it was during Christmas, and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be a warm day today. It's gonna be in the low 30s." I'm like, "Warm day? What in the world?"
That's what my northern friends say. Yep. No excuse for not getting outside. So we're going to be sharing some awesome things. You know, Lewis and I are part of this awesome real estate brokerage called EXP Realty. And I was with Remax for 13 years before I joined EXP Realty. And Lewis, where were you?
When I first got my license, I joined Keller Williams, and then shortly after, I was with joined to Century 21, and I've been there for the past about 7 years until I moved to now EXP.
Awesome. So we're going to be sharing some of the reasons why we joined EXP. Both of the companies that we came from were great companies and still are great companies, but we just felt like there's so much more benefit and potential at EXP Realty. That's why we joined. So that's what we're going to be sharing a little bit with you all about today. So we've got this awesome slideshow that has been prepared, and we're going to get on with it. So a little bit about the founder of EXP Realty. His name is Glenn Sanford, and now he's the CEO of EXP World Holdings. He is a genius in the real estate industry. He, in 4 years of practicing real estate, he got his team up to doing $60 million of real estate volume in a year. And he has grown this incredible company that's a totally cloud-based brokerage from 0 agents all the way. We're up over 71,000 agents right now since 2009. And just to kind
Yeah.
of put that into perspective, EXP Realty has grown over 20,000 agents in the last year. And Remax and Keller Williams both took 19 and 20 years to get up to 20,000 agents. And EXP Realty has grown by more than 20,000 agents just in the last 12 months. So that's pretty incredible in and of itself. So he is now the CEO of EXP World Holdings. And, part of what's really part of the appeal and part of the innovative things that were put in place with EXP Realty is that the traditional real estate brokerage is a brick and mortar uh, location. So bricks and mortar actually means literal bricks and mortar, just physical locations, offices, office buildings, retail spaces. A lot of franchises and brokerages have this all over the country, and that obviously costs millions and millions and millions of dollars to operate, to pay mortgages on, to pay rent on. And EXP is a total cloud-based brokerage. So, this slide right here illustrates some of the differences in the old way of doing things versus the new way of doing things. I know, Lewis, this is one of the slides that you like to talk about. So why don't you share it with us? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Before it's funny because before I actually joined EXP, once I saw everything that EXP has, the first thing that clicked in my head, I'm looking at what I have and I'm looking at what this company has, and I'm like, man, I'm like literally stuck in like the 80s and 90s. Like I have like old school, everything's like super outdated, and they're bragging about it, it's like the awesome stuff, and I'm like, man, well, have you seen this? And I felt like I was like, I was telling my wife, I'm like, this is like going from Blockbuster to Netflix, and it's just such an upgrade. And then especially with training, I know we're gonna get into that, but like if you think about Circuit City, where if you want something digital, you have to go there and pick it up, and then you go home. But you would have to, like, it's just out of your way. Where in EXP, you have this world base where you could literally have everything for you. It's you walk into there and it has training. And you could be at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and watch watch the training there, pre-recorded training on contracts, on sales, on many different things.
Yep, I saw recently in a news article the last operating Blockbuster was just converted into an Airbnb place. I don't know if you saw that same news story, but it's the last Blockbuster that's around, and it's now like an Airbnb place that you can actually stay in. But Blockbuster, same thing. You had to drive there. You had to hope the video that you wanted to borrow was there. And nowadays, everyone's using Netflix. Circuit City, that kind of touches me personally because I used to work at Circuit City, and then poof, one day all the Circuit Cities are gone. You could just jump on Amazon and do all kinds of research on what you want. It'll give you suggestions of like, hey, other people wanted that same thing, and here's some other things that they bought instead, or other items that they reviewed. So it's just like night and day. Everything progresses, and EXP is the next progression of the real estate brokerage and how you operate in real estate. So that's really awesome. It's a great illustration. This is another example, kind of like what I was talking about, how EXP is growing so fast in popularity. This slide right here shows that Hilton, when they made the slide, this is Tony Robbins sharing right here. Hilton was in business 99 years when they were valued at $18 billion. And a fraction of that was Paris Hilton. So, she helped grow the company, right? She was super popular. I'm just kidding. And then Airbnb comes around, and Airbnb in 10 years of doing business, they're valued at over $31 billion. And that just goes to show when you make some tweaks in the same industry, you can expand. Even Hilton was a successful business, but there's just so much more that can be tweaked when you use innovative strategies and new business practices. So this is a great slide also.
I speaking kind of like that, how they say like Uber killed the taxi business, and it's not really, I would say Uber killed the taxi business. Is Uber just made it easier and more accessible for more people to make money, and it just made it easier for everyone to work. Well, I would say the same thing what Airbnb did with hotels, and I see like EXP is doing that with real estate. It's just making it easier to work, and it's able for more people to make money.
Right. So the cloud-based campus environment. So EXP is a cloud-based brokerage. So like we said, there's no brick and mortar. But some of the differences that, how you can compare and contrast is EXP has no desk fees. So I don't know about all the brokerages because I've only worked at Remax before EXP, and before that, just an independent real estate brokerage. But Remax was well known for having desk fees, and a desk fee is, I equate it to what a lot of people understand about a barbershop or a beauty salon. Like you pay the owner of the business for having that chair or that seat or that desk in the building, and basically you're renting that little real estate space. So that way you can conduct business there. So, in the company where I was, sometimes that desk fee would be $1,000, $1,500 a month just to have that desk in the office. And I know that's not unusual in real estate. So what's better than that is, with EXP, you can work from anywhere. And what's awesome about our company, we can do business right now. We're in over 19 countries and growing. We just added Dominican Republic earlier today. But we can do business all over the country, and we can work anywhere. It's cloud-based. We can work because it's one brokerage and under one umbrella. There's no franchises, which is really important. Because we're all under one umbrella, we can do business very easily and seamlessly in multiple states. And it's really great for agents that are licensed in multiple states because they can do business in multiple states and save thousands of dollars on an annual basis. So this one is awesome. We have a paperless transaction system also called SkySlope, which makes everything really seamless. And Regis, Regis, a lot of agents feel like they need a physical place to go work. Some agents feel that way. Some agents feel like they can do business from home. Right now in this new world that we've been living in for the last year and a half or so, lots of companies have been transitioning into virtual employees, or employees working from their own virtual places, and they're realizing that they're saving millions or billions of dollars in doing so. Well, what EXP thought in advance, EXP has been doing this now for 13 years, well in advance of the pandemic silver lining, I guess you can say, with the other companies. What EXP has done is, for those agents that feel like, I need a place that I want to drive to, I need a place that I want to work from. If you don't want to work from, let's say, a Panera Bread or a Starbucks or something like that, EXP has partnered with Regis. Regis is the largest global corporate office space. They're the largest company that leases office space. So what EXP has done is they've partnered with Regis. So every EXP agent has a place where, if they wanted to go work from a place remotely, EXP has partnered with Regis, where we can work from a Regis space at no cost. And if for agents that want more space, they can rent their own space from Regis at a discounted rate. So that's really awesome. You get a Regis pass, and Regis has office spaces all over the world, because that's what they specialize in. They specialize in providing office space for corporations that do business in multiple places. So that's really awesome. There's several of those places here in Central Florida, but they're also all over the world, literally all over the world. This is an image from one of the Regis business lounges that they have. So the business lounges are really cool. It's almost kind of like a Starbucks setting, but they have everything that you would need to conduct business from a remote location. And Regis is really well known for this. The CRM and lead generation. So EXP has partnered with KV Core. KV Core is a CRM company. They also make websites. They also provide systems for generating leads. A lot of companies, they come up with their own CRM system. And to be honest, a lot of the agents for those companies, they never use the CRM, because the CRM was created by the real estate brokerage, and the real estate brokerage is not a CRM building company. So usually those CRMs are flaky. They don't work well. They're not up to date. They're not modern. They're just cumbersome. So as a result, a lot of agents end up buying another CRM system and using that, or worse than that, using no CRM at all, maybe relying on Excel or relying on Notebook or what.
Yeah.
But the agent, if you want to take your business to the next level, you have to be organized in how you manage all of the customers that you're working with. And that's what a CRM does. It's a customer relationship manager. And what EXP did was, rather than coming up with their own system, they have partnered with KV Core, which is one of the most advanced CRM systems out there. And every agent that is a part of EXP Realty gets access to KV Core CRM. So it's really awesome.
This is really good, because the one I used to have before, when I was with Century 21, was a thing called Marketplace, and the technology versus compared to KV Core is literally, like I said earlier, it's from Blockbuster to Netflix. It's a huge KV Core is such a big advantage. You could text clients, you could leave them a voicemail, you could set up different campaigns. There's
newsletters.
Newsletters. The advanced system that they have on KV Core is by far superior to the ones I've used before. And if you're in most companies, they'll give you the free one, but their free one's not this advanced. So like you said, people end up going out and buying others, and they could cost a few $100 a month for something decent like this.
Yeah, so this is a huge value. And EXP has also come up with custom lead generation systems and programs that you can buy into. A lot of agents generate their business on their own, whether through their connections or they come up with their own systems outside of their brokerage. But for those agents that want something, kind of easy that they can just click and maybe contribute some ad spend to it, EXP and KV Core have come up with packages that you can do that with, and it just generates leads for you, and it shows you what which homes that they're looking at online, and they can easily click on request a showing, and that request will come directly to you. So these are ways that you can leverage the tools that EXP gives you to, as a real estate agent, take your business to the next level. So that's really cool. Like it says here, they have optional in-house lead generation program, what we just talked about, and they have an awesome website that's highly customizable. And if you haven't checked that out, you can visit either one of our websites and just check it out, take it for a test run. So live training, Lewis talked about this earlier, and I know, Lewis, this has been really great for you. So I'll let you talk about this slide right here.
Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, when I was with Keller Williams or Century 21, they mentioned they have good training, but I remember their training was always from 2 to 3, and it was from both companies. So I didn't know. My mindset, that was the time that every real estate company did training, was from 2 to 3. And it's kind of hard, like me, when I was coming out, I was working part-time, and then so I would get out of work, my 9 to 5 job, then I'd get out of work and do real estate stuff. So it was hard to make it to training, and the only way I was able to do that, it was I had one day off during the week, and that's how I was able to kind of, I would add that, and it'll take a long time to do all the awesome training. But with this one, I mean, they have so much training. They have training on, everything on, like, if you're a brand new agent, how, like, it's like they're holding your hand, how to do literally everything, how to sign up with, your CRM, how to do your CRM, how to work with that, how to add clients into it, how to, talk to your buyer leads, how to talk to your seller leads. It teaches you how to, how you say it, fill out contracts. So it literally covers everything, and they have live training. So if you want to actually be in the live training, interact, you're part of the, it's almost like a metaverse where you could go in there, have your avatar, and be in class. Or with what I do is I actually watch it either super early in the morning or really late at night, and I watch a pre-recorded training class. But I could cover and I could watch whatever I want at the tip of my finger, just click and learn my own it's pretty much, I would say, the EXP University. I can learn whatever I want.
Yes, and they offer more than 50 hours of live training every single week on this university. So, like, most
it's a buffet of learning.
50 hours a week. Imagine having 50 hours a week of education and training available to you. You can literally, like, if you have one free hour today, you can go onto the EXP University and learn something. They're like Lewis was saying, they have classes on social media. They have classes on lead generation, sales and listing, the CRM technology and how to tweak it for the best performance. And they have a series called the Icon Series. And all of the instructors who teach classes through the Icon Series are all agents, top producers at eXp Realty that are doing a ton of business. So you're not learning just from like an instructor that has learned the system but never sold real estate. You're learning from people that are selling real estate at a high level. And in addition to that, the agents that have partnered with Lewis and myself and our group, the Global Alliance here at eXp, we have so many levels and layers of coaching on top of that are available to the partners who partner with us. So eXp delivers a ton of training and classes through their eXp University. But in addition to that, those who partner with us, we have a lot of one-on-one training programs, coaching programs that we do as small groups, but also available one-on-one, tons of coaching. So that, we leverage what eXp offers, and then we also leverage what our group, the Global Alliance, offers. And it's just kind of a plethora of business. We have accountability sessions, we have coaching sessions, we have team leader sessions, we have buyer masterminds, we have listing masterminds. So anything that any agent would want to learn from, we have it available. So that's been super valuable in our business.
Yeah.
So, it's just tons. this picture right here is of a live event. So we also have live events. We do a ton of virtual events because, we're cloud based. So the virtual events are available to anyone with an internet connection. But we also do live events, and we do a lot of them on a weekly basis. We have at least one live event. So if you're interested in learning more and how to get those calendars, just be in touch with Lewis or myself. Our email address is scrolling across the bottom, and we'll be happy to get that to you or answer any questions that you have. So equity opportunities, this is something that sets EXP. I mean, this is one of the main reasons why agents are leaving by the thousands from all of the other real estate brokerages. So the equity opportunities that you get at eXp Realty, all of us who work at eXp Realty are part owners of the company. And if we sign up for the program, we get to own larger portions of the company than what they just give you. So agents become shareholders in eXp Realty. So we have certain sales milestones. When we hit those sales milestones, we get gifted stock ownership in the company. So that's incredible. The stock symbol is EXPI. And so we can earn shares when we close our first transaction, when we fully cap, which means when you fully cap, you've sold in Florida, like average price point. Once you've sold 8 or 9 homes, that's when you fully cap. You can earn shares when an agent that you sponsor does their first transaction. So anyone who partners with us, if once they close their first transaction, us, the sponsors who introduce them to the real estate brokerage, will also get stock in the company. So where EXP is incentivizing us to help grow the company, and because of all the benefits that EXP offers, it's really great, because it's not like we're trying to sell something to someone that has no value. It's, those of us who've been selling real estate I've been selling real estate for over 18 years now, and I saw immense value in the company. So it's really, the benefits sell themselves, is the best way to explain it. And there's an agent equity program as well. And that agent equity program allows us to invest and purchase more stock in the company at a 10% discount from every commission check that we earn. So every time we make a sale, if we're signed up for the agent equity program, 5% of our income can be automatically invested into the company and purchase stock at a 10% discount, which is incredible. The next slide. So this is something called revenue share, how to unlock cascading revenue share. So another reason that's wildly popular with eXp Realty and agents that join is that we are compensated, we're incentivized if we help the company grow. And so this is basically a chart that shows us if I introduce, for example, I introduced Lewis to eXp Realty. So I am his sponsor. I sponsored him in. And Lewis is in my tier 1. He's in my first level at eXp. So as he is selling real estate, every time he makes a sale on a home, I get a small percentage of his commission. And that small percentage adds up, especially if Lewis introduces eXp Realty to agents out there, he gets a percentage, and I also get a percentage of that sale from Lewis's sale, and also anyone that he sponsors. So anyone that Lewis introduces to eXp would be in my tier 2, they would be in Lewis's tier 1. So this shows you the maximum amount that we can make on any agents that we introduce to the company as we help the company grow. So it's showing you, in tier 1, $2,800. I could make $2,800 per agent in my first level. And so if I have 10 agents in my first level, that's $28,000 a year. Not bad, right? And then if each of those agents add one agent, let's just say each of those 10 add one, then that would mean I would have 20 agents in my total eXp organization. I would have 10 in my second tier, and I would have 10 in my first tier. And on my second tier, I can earn $3,200 per agent in my second tier. So that would be 10 of those, $32,000 for the year, plus the $28,000 from my first level. And that's $60,000 a year for helping eXp grow, and the agents that have come to eXp get to benefit from all of the benefits that we were just talking about, which are attractive enough as they are. And then this just adds, just one more level of reasons why, one more way to earn income in addition to our real estate sales. This is, in addition, income in addition to our real estate commissions. What do you want to add to that, Louis?
And a huge thing, because I remember when I first heard this, I didn't understand too well, because I thought this was being taken out of like the money that we make, and it's most companies have a split. 99% companies, they usually have a split that goes to broker, split that goes to the broker, split that goes to the agent. Well, this is coming out of the split that's going to the broker, and so it's like, regardless of what company you're with, you're going to split with the broker something. Well, instead of the broker, this money going to the broker, this money is actually going to the people you bring. Like, it's going to you. If you bring in somebody, they make a sell. That split that's going to the broker is actually going to you. So that's an awesome. It's a win-win, because everyone in real estate, they want to make money. Well, and you want to sell homes. Well, now you're selling homes, and it's like it's almost like if you have your own brokerage without being a broker.
Yeah,
I think that's a good part.
Yes, this money, this revenue share that's being shared with the agents in a traditional model, let's say like that blockbuster model of real estate, that's money that would have gone to the franchise owner. So every office was usually a franchise, and that the owner of that office is paying franchise fees to the franchisor. And so this is money that would typically go to that franchise owner. But EXP has no franchises. So where other brokerages have hundreds or thousands of franchise owners, individual owners of offices that share the same name as a big brand, they would get that money. What EXP has done is they're sharing that portion back to the agents. So basically we're gaining ownership in the company, but we don't have to take on the liability of a broker owner and get all kinds of insurance policies. And what if an agent that I introduced to the company, if they were to do something wrong, I might have to pay for that. EXP takes on those responsibilities, and the agents get to earn the profit that comes from that. And there's other companies like Keller Williams, they offer something called profit sharing, and EXP, what we have is called revenue sharing. And the difference is that the revenue sharing, it's deducted right away from the top. It's not profit sharing. So profit sharing, if the company isn't profitable, then nothing gets shared. And who determines if the company's profitable? Well, there's all kinds of variables. If you're the owner and you decide, I want to buy a tour bus and plaster the logo on the side of the tour bus and call that a company expense, well, now that's just dipped into the profit. And so now that's just reduced the profit and reduced the amount of profit share that goes out to the agents. With EXP, this chart is exactly what the EXP agents can expect to get. It doesn't fluctuate on the whim of the franchise owner. So that's another little cool benefit as well. So and this is a 5-year example of that revenue share model. So if you have 10 agents over 5 years, how many agents is that per year? It's 2 agents per year. If I introduce 2 agents to the company per year for 5 years, then I have 10 agents in my first tier. And if each of those agents do the same thing, just introduce, or let's say I introduce 10 in my first year and they all introduce 2 people per year, then that would cause me to have 100 agents in my second tier and 10 agents in my first tier. That equates to $348,000 a year, which is pretty insane. And the math works out, by the way.
It's not too bad, right?
Exactly. And
that's just side money. That's not even including your deals that you're working, stuff like that. That's just extra added on to your buy.
This is in addition to our real estate commission. So what this has created for EXP Realty, if you haven't figured it out, is a retirement plan, essentially. So realtors, we don't traditionally have a retirement plan when we work into real estate. We don't have our companies not just saving up money for us and saying, hey, once you've spent 20 years, here's your $100,000 retirement bonus or whatever it is. Realtors don't get that. So what EXP has done is they've come up with this plan to be a retirement plan. So in addition to our real estate commissions, which is the money that we work for, on a weekly basis. We get stock benefits. So that stock over time grows. So every time we make sales and hit these certain thresholds, we get stock incentives. So we have the commission income, then we have the stock incentives that we get. Then we also have the equity program that we can buy into if we decide to. It's optional, but we don't, I recommend doing it as an EXP agent, but you don't have to. But that's additional stock that you get. Then you can also get revenue share from any agents that you introduce to EXP. And then what makes it better than that is, as an agent, you'll also be able to earn revenue share from agents that they introduce. And that goes for 7 levels, which is pretty insane once you really dig into it. This example right here of $348,000 per year is just talking about 2 levels. And I personally know agents that have been with the company for only 3 years that have all 7 tiers pretty full. So let your imagination wander on that for a little bit. But this is just, this is why we continue just to sell real estate and do what we've always been doing for the last, 7 to 17 years. And then in addition, this extra income potential is there working in the background. So that's super exciting to us anyway. So EXP, we're operating internationally. So we're always working on opening up new business opportunities in different countries. So right now we're in 19 countries at the moment. Dominican Republic was the most recent addition to where we're conducting business. But what that means is just opportunity for growth. And if I introduce an agent to EXP Realty in the Dominican Republic or in Puerto Rico or in Colombia or anywhere in the United States or in Canada, we still receive that revenue share, which is awesome. I don't have to be licensed in those countries. I don't have to be licensed in those other states. I can introduce an agent from Alaska or Australia, and I've never even been to those places, and I'm not licensed in those places, and still be able to earn income from sales that are happening in those places. So if you're really good at networking and if you have a lot of connections, or if you're good at making connections with agents or other business professionals, this model is pretty incredible. So it's perfect. All right, so no desk fees, no royalty fees, and no franchise fees. Again, there's no franchises at eXp Realty. It's just one company, one umbrella, no franchises. Some of the folks that were the early adopters of eXp Realty, when they saw this model, they were like, "I'm all in. I want to buy the whole Southeast region." And the CEO was like, "There is no Southeast region for you to buy. You just start as an agent and build what you can out of it." So and they jumped in, and they have incredible stories that one day I hope to interview a few of them and share that. But again, there's no desk fees, no royalty fees, no franchise fees. The commission split is the same for everybody. That's the other thing. eXp Realty, there's no special treatment. It's not like, "Hey, you've been selling real estate for 20 years. Here's a special thing we're going to offer you." So everybody has the same level of opportunity. You just got licensed yesterday and you signed up with all the requirements. You have the same opportunity as someone who joins eXp, who has 20 years of experience and has sold, $1 billion worth of real estate. There's the same amount of opportunity for everybody. But the commission split is an 80-20 commission split. And there's a $16,000 cap, which means on an 80-20 split, the agent is making 80% of the commission. The brokerage makes 20% of the commission on a real estate sale. Once the brokerage, from collecting that 20% portion, once their portion reaches $16,000, the agent does not have to contribute any more to the brokerage portion. So the brokerage stops collecting that 20% portion. So after that $16,000 cap has been achieved by the agent, then their commission checks will be 100% of the commission that they earn, which is super aggressive. There's brokerages out there that are operating on a 50-50 split, and eXp has this 80-20 up to a $16,000 cap. Once you reach that $16,000 cap, then it's 100%. And then 1 year later, this cap resets. which is really exciting. And the costs to get started are super low. There's a $149 startup fee, and that just helps with the technology, getting signed up with EXP, them checking your license to make sure that you're in good standing and all that. There's an $85 per month cloud brokerage fee, and what that gets you is access to 50 hours a week of education. It gets you a website, and it gets you that awesome CRM that we talked about. Those are things that you would have to normally pay $400 or more per month for a website and for a CRM. EXP gives it to you for $85 a month, and they include all of that education. And then there are some transactional fees, which is a $25 broker review fee, a $40 risk management fee, and those are also capped at a certain point also where those fall off. So, very low startup fees and very attractive commission splits.
Oh yeah, I know. This whole commission split too. Like when you mentioned the 50-50, that's it's true. Where I came from, it was 50-50 for the first like 5 deals. Then it was 60-40 for the next 5 deals. Then you were at a 70-30 split, and then when you got to the 70-30 split, once you hit $31,000 in cap, then you will get to a 90-10. And if you get to a $31,000 cap, that's a lot, especially how big the split is. It's like, man, it's going to take a while for me to get there.
And for that, were you getting any stock? Were you getting any revenue
stock,
share?
No stock. I actually brought in quite a few people into real estate, and I got nothing. Not even a Starbucks gift card or anything.
No Starbucks gift card. That's messed up.
And so these payments, this is typically what a realtor, this is what realtors pay, but a lot cheaper. I know you came from Remax, and I know you were telling me, like, I can't believe how much you were paying monthly. That is insane, just to be in Remax. And I heard somebody else tell me the same thing. They were new. They started at Remax, and they were paying $500 a month on Remax just to be there. And I thought that was just insane. And you know what? You're not getting any money back. You're not getting stock. You're not getting revenue share. You just
Zero
got a name.
stock. Yes. So I was at my previous company for almost 13 years before I joined EXP, and I did well there. The company, Remax, is well respected and well known. I don't have anything negative to say about them. Just the commission model is much more attractive here. And over the 13 years that I worked there, I used to have people that would come to me and say, "Hey, Danny, I just got my license. Should I hang it with your company?" And I'm like, "Well, here's what it's going to cost you to hang it with my company, and I don't know if you want to do that, or you might want to go to one of these other places where they focus more on new agents and helping them get up and going." Where I was working at Remax, they didn't really have a new agent training program. The agents that they wanted to attract were the ones who could pay those hefty monthly fees. So those were the ones that were producing more. And, that's one of their things that they promote, like, our agents produce more. Well, you have to, because you're paying, it's not unusual to pay over $1,500 a month with their model. I'm not saying that's what everyone is signed up to do, but it's not unheard of to have to pay over $1,500 a month just to, be a member of that brokerage. So, I saved a ton of money by moving away, and then I also have all of these extra earning opportunities. So that it was like a no-brainer for anyone on an unattractive commission split, or anyone paying these huge monthly fees. It should be a no-brainer, for a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So the next slide here is all about becoming a shareholder. You also, the process for signing up. Once you sign up, if you're interested in learning more and talking to Louis and I about, your specific scenario, because everybody's scenario is different. People have all kinds of, there's people just getting licensed. There's part-time agents who have been licensed for a long time and they wish they could do it full-time, but they've never just gotten going. There's agents out there who are in a variety of different programs and brokerages and splits and all kinds of things. And maybe you want to learn how does this affect me personally? Can we take a look at things side by side and one step at a time? EXP Join Us is a website that we created, so you can go there, and that doesn't sign you up for anything other than just a conversation with Lewis or myself to learn a little bit more. expjoinus.com. You go there and just fill out a little, it's a Google form, and then we'll be happy to chat with you one-on-one and see, how what you're currently in compares to what we have to offer here. But the process, once you've decided to take the plunge, the process is you fill out an online application that just verifies that your license is in good standing, and you sign up. So here is Glenn Stanford when they went public, when EXP World Holdings went public. There he is, ringing the bell. That's pretty exciting. I've never done that. Maybe one day I'll get to ring the bell. But that's really it for today in the slides. It's been great. I've been here now a year, about 13 months at EXP, and it's been awesome. I had my best year in real estate, and even despite the pandemic, despite all this craziness that was going on, and I feel like I can speak so much more. There's so much to learn. That's one thing. There's so much to learn at EXP that, for the first 6 months, my goal was to not lose any steam and not lose any momentum in my business, because I was already doing a lot of business with my previous brokerage, and I was feeling like this is going to be a big move and it can slow me down. And so I ignored a lot of the extra tools and a lot of the extra things that EXP offered because I didn't want to create a distraction for myself. And then after I was in for 6 months and I saw, my business was doing better than I had, the previous year, I said, okay, now I can slow down a little bit, back up, and let me, click on that, learn this, ask some questions, experiment with some things. And, I still haven't taken advantage of everything, but everything that I have learned and taken advantage of has been awesome. So what about you, Lewis? For you, it's been a couple of months.
It's been almost 4 months now, and or about 3.5, 4 months now. And I'm telling you, I think I feel like I'm a better agent now than I ever was. Mostly because, like I said, all the training, you could play basketball in your driveway and you could shoot a lot of scores, but until you actually get a coach, and then until you actually learn more skills, then you could be like, okay, you know what, I really know how to play basketball. Well, same with I would say with real estate now. I felt like I was doing some sales. I was doing pretty good. I was able to get out of part-time and now make this full-time. But ever since I've joined EXP, and not just EXP, now I've joined under you, I felt like I sharpened my skills a lot more. I've definitely, I'm on a different level than I ever was before. So it's definitely been a blessing now. And then also cool, I'm excited, once I make a sale, I love to see the stocks and when it goes up, and I'm super excited to see that. And I'm like, this is actually pretty cool. I didn't really think about this. In real estate, you don't really think about having a 401k or and we didn't mention too much, but it has insurance. You don't even think about most companies having that in real estate, but it's pretty cool that we have a retirement system where there's multiple ways to retire. And
health insurance program, like you said, that's huge for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't become realtors, or they become a realtor, then they go back to the world because they're so afraid of losing that insurance or not having insurance. When we have an insurance system, which is it's pretty awesome. I don't know of any other real estate company that has that. So it really covers everything.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for whoever wants to join. Take that jump.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and this, it's a platform. That's one way that it's been described to us. This is the best platform to create your creation out of. There's a lot of people that join EXP that aren't that interested in some of the benefits. They just want to sell real estate, and and they're not focused on, you know, the additional benefits that you get. They just like, maybe it's the commission splits, or they just like the fact that there's tons of online learning and opportunity, or the fact that it's a cloud-based brokerage and they don't have to drive in for office meetings and things like that. Those are all great benefits. I would say the agents that think big and think like, you know, how big can I make my real estate business, whether it's sales or a team or an organization. The agents that think really big, this is the best platform to create your creation. Basically, we're given this canvas, and at other places, because I had a team at my previous broker, and I have a team here, and this brokerage is just much more conducive for leading a team. I know agents that lead teams in multiple states because this brokerage allows that. So it's almost like however big you can imagine, you can create it here with much more ease than you can anywhere else. Not that it's impossible somewhere else. I'm sure there's somewhere else where it's possible, but here they've pretty much ironed out most of the wrinkles that would make it overly challenging. So that's really exciting. How can they reach you, Louis? If someone wants to talk to you or text you, how can they reach you?
Oh, you could shoot me a text or call me at 407-790-6232.
Awesome. And my phone number is 407-375-9142. If you want to shoot me a text or chat or ask a question or give us some feedback on our presentation today, that would be awesome. But that is about all. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.